Alright, ladies and gents, let's get the party started. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and of course a quick disclaimer, this video is not financial advice. So, before we are going to get through the data and everything, well, looking at the bubbles, things aren't really juicy, okay? So that's what daily is basically showing, and weekly, well, we had a little bit of a greenery on a weekly, and you see what's going on, right? So the whole week basically was erased in terms of gains, okay? I took a little bit of profits, and to be exact, I took profits from Chain GPT because that was one of the projects that I was holding, and I still do have conviction in that. But I saw huge dildo candle, which, you know, probably made a lot of people lose money, so I withdrawn well, my profits, guys, right? You remember about withdrawing your profits every now and then. And now, for example, I'm able to pick up that pain, right? The pain that nobody wants to pick up, right? I basically have that fuel that well, certain people on the market don't have. But anyways, guys, let me not digress too much. Let's cover some Kaspa news. So we've got the news that Kaspa is now available for exchange on Xolix or whatever, right? Basically that's the new exchange, okay? I know that you want to hear Binance and Coinbase news in terms of exchanges, listings and stuff like that, but guys, this is what I've got for you, okay? So Kaspa currency is the fastest, most scalable instant confirmation transaction layer built on proof of work, blah blah. Obviously these guys are, well, advertising, right, to their users, right? They've got only 17,000 followers, right? So, well, based on this, I'm not going to say that they are big. Obviously they are kind of small exchange. They are centralized and decentralized at the same time, instant swaps, whatever, right? Guys, it's still good news, okay? Because obviously you know, listings on such little swaps, exchanges and stuff like that obviously increases the probability of more and more customers, pretty much more holders for Kaspa. So guys, let's go forward, right? Because we've got some posts from Mr. Shai, okay? Let me go through it, okay, just a little bit, right? Let's see what this guy actually wants to share with the community. Okay, so many people send me DNX latest update, some going as far as the goating that I should have my beard now, shave his beard. Well, okay, let's go. So he was very disappointed that this person, whoever that is, paused themselves in health comparison to actual quantum machines such as Google's Willow chips. Let me say this as bluntly as possible, because nuance seems to be lost in a quantum discussion. Google are actually building the thing while Dynex are simulating how the thing should behave on a particular problem. Even if Dynex managed to stimulate the computational better than the Willow chip could perform, it does not mean that Dynex are suppressing Google, because they aren't actually building a quantum computer. So there are kind of, you know, talks that you know, quantum computing can destroy crypto and guess your private keys to BTC and of course to Kaspa as well. So I'm going to leave the link below this video so you can go through it. Now guys, moving on, we've got Saint that's posting this: Kaspa is more Bitcoin than Bitcoin. Many Bitcoin maximalists indoctrinated thinking due to years of subpar alternatives and false promises in crypto. They dismiss valuable options Kaspa with some strong endorsements, like the one from Mara Holdings, the top Bitcoin miner in the world. Proof common reactions include assuming Kaspa mining is dumping for Bitcoin or that Mara Holdings lacks expertise. This mindset stems from past failures of crypto projects led by skilled teams, including those who contributed to BTC development. Progress requires breaking down the resistance, which is formidable but necessary for Kaspa's currency's recognition and adoption. Effective approaches involved patience and understanding rather than friction or confrontation. Well, so before I'm going to get into my opinion, well, this is basically the comparison between Bitcoin Kaspa at 10 BPS, which is still, I believe, in development, 10 BPS. Well, then the latest touch is going to be 32 BPS and of course 100 BPS, right? So this is, well, probably the time when Kaspa is going to be at crazy price levels, I believe. And now guys, referring to this Bitcoin maxi things, well, what can I really say? Obviously, Bitcoin is the king, right? But nobody can predict the future. Nobody can know what's going to happen in the future, okay? On paper, the promise for Kaspa is very bullish, okay? That's what I've got to say. That's the reason why I'm making these videos for Kaspa, and that's the reason why you guys are interested in watching these videos, right? But I'm not going to say that Kaspa is going to be at $10, 100 or 1,000, right? the future is going to show, right? Crypto is risky, just like Bitcoin was in, 10 years ago, let's say, right? So guys, you have to, take it with pinch of salt, right? Obviously, crypto investing in general is dangerous, right? Nonetheless, I trust crypto more than fiat currency that is being printed from the basically thin air, okay? So now guys, obviously these Bitcoin maxis are in love with Bitcoin. They are married, right, with BTC, and I don't blame them because BTC made them rich. But if you go to 2005, for example, we had phones that had buttons, right, and we had very little screens, right? And now we've got 7 inches touch screen phone, and these phones can do magic basically in comparison to the phones that we had 20 years ago, right? So based on this, for example, we cannot say that Kaspa will never going to surpass Bitcoin, right? I don't believe so, right? They are basically different, okay? But I still do believe that there is space for Kaspa to actually achieve that $10, okay, in the future. But again, I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the reality, guys, right? The only thing we can do here is speculate, look at the data, and of course look at, updates from Mr. Shy that is worried about his beard. But anyways, let's move, ladies and gents. Let's have a look at the dashboard, right? So we've got market cap that is sitting at $2.9 billion. Volume is at 81.4, and if it comes to the price, nothing happened. Wow, what a surprise. And now guys, looking at fear and greed, according to CoinGlass, we are sitting at 69 greed. However, I do believe that coin market cap showing 48 kind of feels more right, I believe, right? Well, I don't really feel that greed, okay, 69 greed, right? I do feel a little bit, let's say, neutral. I don't know, right? So now guys, moving to ETFs, we are sitting at 149.4 as of yesterday. Unfortunately, we had outflows. If it comes to ETH, we still have outflows, okay? But guys, I'm going to show you a couple of different things, and I do believe that that's going to pretty much calm you down. Well, that data calms me down, okay? But anyways, guys, if you want to trade, make sure that you check out the Bybit link, BitUnix link, and of course if you want to keep your Kaspa safe or something else, make sure that you check out Tangem Wallet, okay? You can find the links below this video. Now guys, let's move on, right? Because that's the data that I would like to share. Mr. Prof is pointing this out. So this is total crypto market cap excluding BTC and Ethereum on 4 hourly. So we had the breakout from falling wedge, RSI below 30, check, right? Retest falling wedge plus inverse head and shoulders forming, check. Okay, so we've got this. Leave all bears behind and head for new highs, right? So guys, as you can clearly see, based on this pattern, this is what's going on, right? It's always like that, right? It's classic. The breakout from the pattern, people are basically being bearish while we are trading still in this pattern, okay? The market is being pushed towards the upside, but people that are longing at this point, well, which actually they should be longing in here, are late, okay? So that leverage has to be liquidated. That's why we do have to see this retest of this level as a support, okay? Of course, it doesn't play out every single time, all right? But that's basically the playbook example, okay? Now, guys, let's have a look. So we've got another piece of data, which Mr. Prof is actually sharing with us, and he says that cycle peak for BTC and altcoins is not in. He will explain this using the Puel multiple. So, 1, bottom. Number 2, reaccumulation. So we had the bottom and reaccumulation. Now we still haven't had a retest, right? It's ongoing. And now number 4, blow off top. So most of the gains are yet to come, and believe him, it's good that 90% are currently bearish. Well, I am bullish actually, guys, at the moment, okay? So if you are bearish, well, I guess reevaluate your charts, okay? Zoom out, watch my video, hopefully the full video, and watch other videos, okay? And at the end of the day, don't trust me, don't trust others, trust yourself, okay? Just watch, okay? Because obviously it's great to gather people's opinions, okay? But at the end of the day, it's your money and you have to make your own decisions. That's the reason we always say it's not financial advice, right? Because I cannot advise you financially, okay? I'm not qualified to do so, right? But what I can do is share my opinions and the data that I have found on the internet, just like you can do, all right? So let's move, guys, right? Let's have a look. We've got 2012, 2014 in here, right? So let's start with 2015. So we had the bottom, okay? First pump, then reaccumulation, retest, whatever. Then we had bottom in 2018, and now it looks like it's kind of repeating this pattern, okay? So basically we are at the retest, okay, and we are going to see probably the last wave, all right? Obviously that thing felt very bullish, right, in with recent 2 pumps or whatever. But I do believe that this last euphoric blow off top stage for Bitcoin is yet to come, okay, especially after inauguration ceremony, I believe. And then of course the dominance is going to drop finally, I hope, and we are going to see this beloved altcoin season where our Kaspa is going to see some gains. But before I'm going to look at the chart, guys, of course I cannot tell you what to do, but I would strongly suggest that you actually diversify your portfolio and invest into coins that are also strong, okay, because Kaspa isn't the only coin that is strong, right? This way you can capitalize on your gains much quicker, like I did, for example, with ChainGPT, okay? ChainGPT pumped 60%, right? Well, actually it pumped 100%, but I cashed out at 60%, right? So now I have more fuel to accumulate our beloved Kaspa on the dip, right? So guys, this is daily. Let me actually go to 4 hourly. So let's see what's going on with 4 hourly. So guys, what I can do, I can potentially pull out this trend line in here, and we can technically argue that we are in uptrend for our beloved Kaspa. Let me change the color, let's say, to green, and well, we can potentially even argue that Kaspa is forming some kind of a rising triangle or something like this, right? Which is a bullish pattern. Nonetheless, indicators on 4 hourly at least are showing me that stochastic RSI, well, has fuel to go down now. However, MACD still really haven't flipped totally bearish on 4 hourly. Nonetheless, that volume is being brighter green at the moment, and well, that essentially results in lack of volume, right, and that downward momentum. Nonetheless, guys, the first level of support probably is going to be at this trend line in here, so we can get supported at roughly 11 cents 5, but of course we are going to get into liquidity levels very soon. Let's have a look at the daily, right? So daily time frame is still showing us okay momentum if it comes to MACD, and now guys, if it comes to stochastic RSI, we still have a little bit of a fuel to go towards the downside, okay? So let me actually put a horizontal line in here, and let's say once Kaspa is properly going to bottom out, right, that's going to be a little bit of a more percent, and then probably Kaspa is going to have well, much more fuel on a daily to go towards the upside. And the question is what kind of a pump we can expect, right? Well, before we are going to get into that, whoopsie doopsie, let me actually have a look of how much of potential in terms of downside we can have, right? So guys, these little kind of limit orders, even if you do spot trading, can actually do a lot, right? Many times Kaspa basically perfectly dipped to these accumulation levels, and you can basically reaccumulate your Kaspa this way. I hope that makes sense, and of course you can use the links in the description, right? But guys, that would be roughly 1% or something if Kaspa is going to dip over here on daily. And well, let me actually go to 4 hourly, right? So if we are going to retest this level as a support, that's going to be just a little bit of a pain, right? Let's say 1.2%, okay? Well, I guess it's good if you are scalping, okay? Now let's have a look at liquidity, and actually before that I would like to kind of calm you down again, right? Let's have a look at total chart, right? So total crypto market cap, including everything, on a monthly. So guys, I have allowed myself to draw these little circles, right, in order to kind of identify of where we are in the cycle. Let me get out of this thing in here, right? So you can clearly see, guys, let me actually zoom this out at the moment, right? So every single time we are hovering around previous all-time highs for the overall crypto market cap, right? Then we see this parabolic stage, right? Exit outside of the accumulation, then we had a big pump, bang, right? Then obviously we came back, that was our accumulation phase, and then, well, after we had, well, a little bit of a consolidation, that's monthly, but I'm pretty sure we are going to see some little bit of a pullback slash rejection, and after that, boom, right? So this is where we are at the moment, guys, right? I believe that we still have some way to go, okay? The question is where altcoins can potentially stop, right? Well, of course, with Bitcoin, okay? But now we are sitting at 3.2 trillion USD, and let's say if we are going to follow this very simple trajectory, we could be anything between, let's say, 5 trillion up to 6, or potentially even 10.2 or 11 trillion dollars if we are going to follow this upward trend line, okay? I hope that's very easy to understand. But now let's go back to Binance liquidity for BTC on a daily time frame. Now guys, more people are still longing BTC, but the difference isn't really huge on a daily, at least, okay? So let's have a look at 7 daily very quickly. Now everybody's shorting BTC. That's something that I would like to see. We've got $9.2 billion worth of shorts. versus 3.15 billion worth of longs. Okay, so let's have a look at the liquidity heat map. And now guys, on 24 hourly, right, we see that we've got such situation. Okay, so if BTC is going to pull back to $93,367 to be exact, $70 million is going to be liquidated, and then probably we are going to build up a little bit of a momentum to go towards the upside for BTC. That's why I'm going to allow myself to switch this to weekly, and as you guys can clearly see, that liquidity at price of 98,900, well, almost 99, is basically piling up. Okay, so this is something that's basically kind of, well, is connected basically with this, right? Guys, I believe that this is just a turbulence before this proper parabolic stage. Okay, I don't know when exactly altcoins are going to break out and BTC to new highs. Okay, but I'm not selling shit. Okay, I'm not selling anything. All right, just a little bit of profits with ChainGPT, of course, but you know, obviously it's always good to, you know, withdraw some cash, okay, and be ready for the dip. Anyways guys, Mr. Quantin is pointing this out, right? So the real bull run starts once DXY tops out. Study history and lock in for a far explosive 2025, right? So guys, do you remember when I always tell you, right, we don't want a strong dollar, right? When dollar is strong, basically crypto is going towards the downside, of course, and vice versa. Okay, so in this particular case, when DXY is going to top out, crypto is going to go up. I mean Bitcoin, right? And then of course it's going to pull altcoins towards the upside too. Okay, many people, many traders and, you know, technical analysts, right, do believe that DXY actually topped out, right? Because, well, we can see some resistance in here, okay, with confirmations, well, roughly in here, let's say, but we've got confirmations in here, guys, right? So potentially DXY already topped out, and now guys, Mr. Crypto Rover is pointing this out, right? So that black color basically is a symbol of where we are now in this cycle. Okay, we still have a lot of way to go for BTC, and BTC can potentially see much higher prices, right? So Crypto Rover says that Bitcoin will continue the pump, and this is a seasonality at its finest, and you should survive this trap and you will get rich. Don't give up now, guys. Exactly, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up so easily in general in life, and I hope that you are not giving up too, right? And I'm not talking about Kaspa. I hope that you hold different altcoins, because again, diversification is key. Guys, I don't want to make this video too long, but let's quickly have a look at BTC's dominance, right? So monthly time frame, guys, you see how much of potential we have, right? All of this data, I hope, perfectly aligns, right? So this pattern is a bearish pattern. However, Bitcoin dominance being bearish is definitely a good thing, right? And I would like to remind to everybody that stochastic RSI on monthly is traveling towards the downside, and last time it did travel towards the downside. We had a beautiful altcoin season that lasts for how many days again? There was 214 days before dominance reclaimed, well, its dominance. So guys, good things are coming, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please also enjoy your weekend. Peace and love, crypto.